What's up guys, welcome to another video. As you can see in the thumbnail today, I will be using the most dog-shasterous LMG and turning it good. This LMG is so slow a DS and running not even a joke. Stupid camper. This is my first game using the loadout.
Damn!
Okay, I was not expecting it to be this good. Okay, I see you. Hey, you stupid camper. Six shots to kill, ain't no way. I really underestimated this gun. My fault, big bro. Bro, this gun is good with the right attachments. Got obliterated.
Got a personal radar drone ready for escort.
So at least I finished that reload without dying.
Copy, Jack. Personal raid. Precision airstrike available. On your mark.
Doing the things that I never would know.
For yours, and this baby still cooks.
Personal radar is visible, so recalling to base. You're almost in the lead. Fight harder.
Fuck.
And that's the shootout.
Care package inbound. Enemy UAV overhead.
You guys must be so bored, so here's some Reddit stories.
My friend refused to invite me to her wedding, so I slept with her bridesmaid. I used to have a friend group of about 10 people back when we were in middle and high school. Then college happened and we all drifted apart. Nothing happened to make us drift apart, just growing up and losing contact. We were still friends but not talk all the time and hang out regularly friends if that makes sense. But of course some of us stayed close friends with each other. One person from this friend group, Kayla, is getting married in a few weeks. I didn't get an invitation, but I wasn't hurt. I understood and we didn't stay close friends. I was hanging out with my best friend Bob, who was also in that friend group, and he mentioned that he was going to the wedding. I was a little surprised, but I just told him I hoped he had a good time. He asked if I was going and I told him no, I didn't get an invite. He said that was strange because everyone else from the group was going. Two of them, plus one Series 8 were married to other ones who got an invite. They were all going and Kayla knew it and even told Bob she was really happy that the gang was getting back together on her special day. I told Bob I was kinda hurt, but I didn't want to make a big deal of it. 2 days passed, and Kayla calls me fuming mad that I was whining that I didn't get an invite to anyone who would listen. I told her that I wasn't. I explained to her what happened. She said that she's been getting texts and calls from other members of the group saying that she should have included me and wanted me to put a stop to it. I said I would do my best and that I was sorry that I caused her this trouble. She thanked me for the apology and hung up. I called Bob and asked him why he spread this around, and he said that he didn't mean to. He felt bad that I was hurt and he wanted to ask someone else from the group if they knew why I wasn't invited, and she spread it around, I guess. Everyone wanted to know why Kayla cut me out specifically, so they started asking her. So I made a Facebook group chat with all of them and politely asked them to leave Kayla alone. I was just hurt in the moment and vented about it to my best friend, and that's where it should have stayed. They all said okay and apologized to Kayla. Yesterday Kayla made a Facebook post ranting about me without saying my name and said she had nice support. I gave them a photo of me to make sure I didn't try to crash the wedding. The comments under the post were calling her out. She called me again and screamed at me that I was ruining her wedding and told me that some of our friends are considering not going to the wedding now. I couldn't believe what she did next. Update: my friend refused to invite me to her wedding, so I slept with her bridesmaid. Well, I finally got an answer as to why I wasn't invited to the wedding. Turns out that someone else from the group named Samantha has had a crush on me for years but has been too afraid to tell me or act. Samantha was in the bridal party before the wedding and told Kayla that she was finally going to make a move on me at the wedding after all of her bridal party duties were taken care of. Kayla didn't like this and thinks that I'm not good enough for Samantha, but she didn't say anything and decided to just not invite me and hope Samantha dropped it. But when Samantha heard about me not being invited, she could smell the bullshit in front of Kayla, knowing exactly why I wasn't invited, and said she wasn't sure she wanted to be in the bridal party after Kayla to do something like this to her. That's when Kayla called me and flipped out the first time. After the group chat where I asked them to stop, Samantha was so upset that she did drop out of the bridal party, and it prompted a second phone call to blow up to me. Samantha called me this afternoon and told me all this, apologized for all the bullshit, and asked me out for dinner on the night of the wedding, and I accepted. This might seem petty to go out on the night of the wedding, but it was Samantha's idea, and also Kayla is batshit crazy and her number in social media is blocked, so I can't get any more calls if she blows up the third time. Anyway, update. Out of the 10 people that were in that friend group, 4 went to the wedding. Kayla, one that is Kayla's cousin but still sides with me, her partner, and another whose mom is best friends with Kayla's mom and would absolutely kill me if I didn't go, despite all this bullshit. Sam has Kayla blocked on everything, but Kayla has sent her 3 written letters trying to convince her to reconsider dropping out of the wedding and shown up at her house twice to try in person. Sam burned all 3 letters and didn't answer the door both times, but told Kayla through the door the second time that if she didn't go away, Sam would call the cops. Kayla called her an ungrateful skank and ran away.
That's it, we're your own, soldier.
While the wedding was going on, the 3 friends at the wedding were leaking info to Samantha and I in a group chat. Kayla replaced Sam in the wedding party with another cousin in a dress that did not match the others. Kayla seemed happy throughout the wedding, and honestly, despite all this, I'm happy that she was happy at her wedding, or at least pretended to be happy, as Sam said she might be doing. No big drama or blow up or anything happened at the wedding, and Kayla and her husband are off to a honeymoon in Hawaii. I don't know how well that's going to go with the wildfires going on there right now. Now to the date, it went very, very well. We met up at a Korean barbecue place that I said was good, and we just had a great time talking about the past, how long she's had a crush on me, talking about the Kayla situation, and just all sorts of stuff. Afterwards we went back to my place and spent the night together and all day the next day. Sam and I have a few more dates lined up and the others from the group know about Kayla's reason for excluding me from the wedding and are cheering us on. I'm really happy that this came out of a bad situation. I was feeling pretty down and felt like an asshole that ruined his friend's wedding when I clearly didn't do anything wrong, and this just kinda happened to me and I handled it as best I could.
My sister used her emotional trauma to get close to my husband. My sister Lisa lost her husband Jimmy 2 years ago in a motorcycle accident. A year ago, she reached out to us and told us she was having a hard time adjusting and said that she needed help. I helped her find a good therapist and she has been getting her life back on track. My husband Rick felt bad for her and started spending a lot of time with her. For the past 6 months, they have spent more and more time together. At first I was fine with it because she was finally becoming like my sister again. She started smiling. I was so happy for her, and so was my husband. They started spending more time alone, and I got a little jealous. I told my husband I would like it if we could spend more time together and that I was feeling a little neglected. He said okay, but nothing changed. Today my sister came to my house crying because she had a dream about Jimmy. My husband and I comforted her, but I was a little annoyed because the second I let her in my house she ran into my husband's arms. We all went into the living room and sat down. My husband asked her what happened in the dream and she actually asked me to leave the room because she didn't feel comfortable telling me. I was so upset at this point I immediately left and started tearing up in the other room. I was in the other room for around 10 minutes when I heard a loud sound in the living room, so I got up and went there. I could not believe what I saw. They were having intimacy. On my couch. In our home. I ran out of the room because I was going to vomit right there and locked myself in my room. Rick walked into the room an hour later still topless and wouldn't even look at me. He mumbled something and sat on the bed. I was so angry that he wouldn't even look at me that I almost left right there. I asked him what the hell was going on with him and my sister. He sat there for a few minutes without saying anything while I was crying my eyes out until I finally yelled at him to answer me. He whispered that he loved her. At this point I lost it. I started yelling, how could he do this to me? Do these past 10 years mean nothing to him? Literally dropped to my knees and asked how could he betray me with my own sister and then tell me he loves her. He was quiet the entire time until I stopped yelling. He said that he had been regretting not experimenting with other women before we got married and that he shouldn't have married the first girl he was with. I was stunned and asked if he ever even loved me. He said yes, but that after spending time with my sister he realized she is who he wants to be with. I had no words. I didn't have any clue what to say. All my life was falling apart in front of my eyes and I was scared. I told him I might be pregnant and he said that he would think about supporting me. Then he said he was leaving me to be with my sister. He apologized to me and told me I deserve better than him and that he will do whatever he can to help me and the baby, and if I agree to divorce him he will give me everything. He just wants out of our marriage. In that moment I felt like I hated him and never wanted to see him again, so I screamed at him, fine, just get the F out. You ruined my life, I hope you are effing happy, you piece of crap. And then he had the audacity to try to hug me. I flipped out and pushed him off of me. Someone knocked on the door, then he told me that he still loved me and we would figure everything out, and left. I decided to call my parents and tell them what happened. My mom dropped a bombshell on me that my sister told her that she had feelings for my husband and that she wanted to be with him. Why she didn't tell me this I have no clue, but I feel like everyone is against me. I woke up this morning and felt like complete crap. I went and got a pregnancy test and thank effing God I am not pregnant. It was bittersweet because we have been trying to get pregnant for a while now and I never thought I'd be so glad to see I wasn't pregnant. A little while later I left the house to get groceries and when I opened my mailbox there was a letter in it from my sister Lisa. After I got home I opened it and read it. The letter said that she apologizes for how things turned out and she explained to me that she was very vulnerable after losing her husband. That after spending so much time with my husband she started to fall for him and that she thought she wouldn't ever love anyone else again, so when she realized she loved my husband she knew she couldn't let him go. No one else can fill the hole in her heart. Lisa promised they have been having intimacy for 2 months before I caught them. She went on to say she needs me in her life and needs my emotional support after all the trauma she has gone through and that she hopes I can forgive her. She also went into detail about how much she loved my husband and literally wrote 2 full pages about him. Everything from his looks, to his personality, even the way he speaks. My husband Rick called me a little while ago. I didn't pick up the phone, so he texted me and told me that he still loves me and that we can find a way to work this out. I don't know what the F that means since he just left me for Lisa. Now I'm really confused because now that I'm not pregnant, I want to be, and I want my marriage to not be over even though I hate him for what he's done to me. And why would he text me that? Is he changing his mind? I am so confused. I know I shouldn't forgive him if he wants another chance, but 10 years of marriage. Can I really throw it away because he helped my sister in a vulnerable moment and made a mistake? I talked to my mother again and she informed me that she has known about my sister having a thing for my husband for quite some time. She didn't want to tell me because she said she was trying to get my sister to give up the idea and she did not want me to be hurt. My sister Lisa sent me another letter into my mail. In this one, Lisa apologized for her behavior again, but also went on to blame me and said that I flaunted my happiness in front of her with my husband. She wrote she couldn't stand to see how happy we were and how he genuinely loved me when she had no one. She told me I should have reached out to her alone and that I had no business getting my husband involved. She also went on to say that my husband told her he never really loved me and that she was who he really wanted to be with. She demanded me to not contact him. She wants me to go through her if I want to say anything to him. And that she will bring over the divorce papers in a few weeks. I have had a few days to process this information, but the more I think about it, the more confusing it seems to me. Then I got more information today. Lisa is pregnant. She says it's Rick's. Rick called me as soon as he heard my father informed me Lisa was pregnant. He told me that he was so sorry and he didn't want it to happen this way. That my father wasn't supposed to tell me. I started crying and asked him how he could get pregnant with Lisa when we were trying for a baby. Then he said something that stunned me so much my head is still spinning from it. Rick told me he could still get me pregnant if I wanted. I screamed at him, why the F would I want to be pregnant with his child when he is a piece of crap? He told me he wanted to be with both me and my sister and that he thinks he is poly. I was so shocked that I started laughing. After I stopped laughing he tried to say something else, then I heard Lisa enter the room and ask who he was on the phone with. He said nobody and hung up. A little later my sister texted me and told me she would bring over the divorce papers in a week and expected me to sign them on the spot as my husband is giving me everything. She gave me a heads up that they are getting married next month and I am invited to the wedding if I agree to pretend.
I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high, pass along the